Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Before I get into the title of this video, I do want to kind of give you guys a quick message, right? I made this big video where I said, hey, I'm back. And then I followed it up with nothing. I didn't make any content. And I'm going to be real with you guys. I am having some of the biggest, imposter syndrome and kind of just I've talked about that a lot in my other videos and in my Twitch, and I'm not just fishing for compliments or anything. It's just the fact that I have been out of the game for 2 months, and I know there's some stuff that I don't even know happened, right? Apparently there's a lot of controversy about Chimera and people being able to cheese it when it first came out. And so yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not back up to speed to make content. And I don't just want to make content for content's sake. That being said, this is my third time recording this video. And in all the other iterations of recording this video, I came up with some video ideas as I was saying this very spiel that I'm talking about right now. So, I do have some content coming, especially the free-to-play challenge, which I'm going to go back to doing a daily video talking about the free-to-play challenge and what I did on my account and how I improve it each day and the strategies that I'm implementing, okay? So we will get back up to normal content. Streaming will be coming back next week when my daughter goes back to school. She's still off for winter break. And that's going to be at a different time. That's going to be daytime streams again during mountain time, because that's where the time zone that I'm in. I'm no longer on the Eastern time zone. So a few changes coming. Keep an eye out. And I am, for my sanity, going to have a day, I'm going to call it My Game Monday, where we will play a game. And I say we because I'm going to try and pick games that I can incorporate the community in. But quite frankly, they're going to be games I want to play. And I'm going to try to incorporate you guys into that. So that's going to be Mondays, because really not all that much happens in Raid on Mondays. So I'm going to try and do what I can to start bringing in other content. And that does tie in a little bit with the video that we're about to talk about. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I am going to be participating in Dry January, which Drock made a video on. Go check out that video, by the way. He gives a lot of really good information about why he's doing it. Also, I saw a video from Ash that came out where he is also not spending any money, at least for January. I also saw Blazin do a reaction to it. I haven't had time to watch your video yet, Blazin, but I will, I promise you. So I'll get his take on it as well, and maybe make a follow-up, or maybe we do a collab. I'm itching to do collabs with people, so I would love to be able to do some videos with people. So if another content creator happens to see this and you want to do a collab, you let me know. All right. Okay. So, what is Dry January? Dry January, it means that so I've made a couple versions of this video, and I don't know if it's my imposter syndrome or what's going on, but I just cannot quite feel good enough about it to put it out. And so I just made the decision to re-record it and only talk about me. I felt like I was putting words in Drock's mouth or Ash's mouth, right? I don't want to do that. I want to talk about why I'm joining it, why I'm upset, and why it matters. All right? So let's first talk about what is Dry January. It means that we are no longer spending money in the game, at least for the month of January. At least. For me personally, I think I'll make it until about Valentine's Day, and that depends on how many void shards I can manage to save up between now and Valentine's Day. Why Valentine's Day? Well, in the past, they tend to come out with really good team-ups during Valentine's Day. So you have Cupidus and Venus. I think we're a Valentine's Day fusion and void champion. Then you have The most recent one, like Ancora and Narses, that was really, really strong and still are strong. Taras Marishka, I think, was a Valentine's Day. Or no, that was a raid celebration, I think. I could be wrong about that. And then, of course, like Siphi Rodos as well, I think was a Valentine's Day. Now, Siphi Rodos was before my time, so if I'm wrong about that, I apologize, guys. But regardless, Valentine's Day fusions have been very strong for Raid Shadow Legends, and I don't want to miss that. So there's a chance that if I'm a few Void Shards short of a guaranteed champion, which usually it's a fusion and then a guaranteed Void, I may have to spend a couple bucks. But the reality is, for the month of January, I'm not spending any more. Does it matter? No. I spend maybe 50, 60 bucks a month in this game. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not only spending because Drock made a video. He gave me the reason, he gave me the excuse, and I want to thank him for making that video, because that gave me the excuse to do the right thing, not only to improve Raid, and we'll talk about that, but also for me right now, because I'm not employed right now. So, and I probably won't be for the foreseeable future, because childcare is very expensive, and my daughter's school schedule, I don't know how that's going to work with a job out here, so there's just like a lot of unknowns, and I'm trying to figure that stuff out. So I'm probably not going to be working for a little while, and I'm going to ramp up my streaming, because that's what I do, because I got to keep myself busy. But it's a really good time for me to not spend. And in other times where they did no spends, like No Dime December that they tried to do, I think it was J Gigs, I think, tried to do it a year ago. That didn't appeal to me, because those were when the best deals were, quite frankly. And I was like, listen, I want to support you and tell Raid with my wallet that the game is frustrating me, but also really cheap Sacred Shards. and I'm just being real with you guys. I'm not saying I'm a good person and that I'm right for doing that. I'm saying the reality was that you were asking me to not spend at like the only time where I really kind of do a mini whale out. So, but January, hell yeah, I don't need to spend. I'm good. I'm sitting really, really good right now with my resources in game, and I don't really feel a need to spend. And I did do something. So how do I show it again? It's in the shop. Yeah. So I canceled my Raid card even. I've never done this before. I've gone on spiels or time periods where I wasn't spending any money in Raid Shadow Legends. And I never canceled the Raid card. And by the way, the Raid card's not like anything crazy as far as value, but for me, I kept the Raid card simply because I enjoyed Raid Shadow Legends. And that sounds weird, right? I was willing to give them, I think it's like $10 a month or whatever. I was willing to give them that amount of money and say, hey, like, I like your game, so I'm going to give you this every month for very small rewards personally, simply because I like your game. I looked at it as like a Netflix subscription, right? Like, hey, or YouTube Premium or something, right? Like, I pay for that because I like watching YouTube content. It's my main source of content. I watch it more than Netflix and other stuff. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of money. Do I gain something by not watching ads and stuff? Absolutely, but that's not really why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because you make a product I like, and I want to say thank you for it by giving you money. It's the same reason why I donate to streamers when I can afford it. You know, the same reason why I buy movies and music and stuff like that, because it's like, hey, I like your product, I'm going to give you my money for it instead of pirating it and doing all that other stuff, right? So it's the same. I buy skins in video games too. I've bought skins in Overwatch and other stuff to say, hey, I like what you're doing with your game. Here's my money because I'm having fun. And hopefully this money will help you to go on to create more fun content because I really enjoy it. So why am I not spending now? Because I'm having a lot less fun. I love this game. I get embarrassed about it at times. Maybe, I don't know if you guys share that same embarrassment, but when I tell people I'm a content creator, and Drock mentioned this in his video too, I tell people I'm a content creator, they're like, oh, cool, what do you do? And it's like, I make video game videos, you know, trying not to say Raid Shadow Legends. And then they say, oh, what game do you play? Do you play Warzone? Is it Overwatch or Marvel? Oh God, I just forgot the name of it. Marvel Rivals, or, you know, like what do you make? And it's like, yeah, Raid Shadow Legends, you know. And while I may sometimes be embarrassed that this is my main game, I still love it, and I still tell people, and I try to get people into the game too. So when I like a game, and if it's my main game, and I have a way to give them a little bit of my money to say thank you, whether I pay upfront for it or I pay, you know, buying packs or whatever, that's how I convince myself it's okay, right? You know, I've often talked about budgeting on my, by the way, this is talking about my main account. I've never spent a dime on my free-to-play. Never have, never will. But on my main account, I am all for offering up money to Plarium because they make a game that I enjoy. Likewise, if I'm not enjoying that game, I don't want to give them my money. And that's the part that I'm at now. So I'm going to say this now as well, because people are going to cherry pick. I'm so paranoid about putting this video out because I'm so afraid people are going to cherry pick things and come at me in the comments and be like, nobody cares, bro. Your $50 isn't going to make a dent. This isn't about making a dent. This isn't about getting the entire community to join me and stop spending. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm making a video saying that I, Roadblock, am no longer spending money in this game because I'm having way less fun than I was. And the argument sometimes is, well, why don't you just quit? Well, there's two reasons I'm not quitting. One is my clan. I don't want to let them down and abandon them. I have built relationships and friendships with this clan, and I want to embrace that and stick with them. And two is I'm making content in this game. I've been trying for like 12 years to find success in streaming, content creation, whatever you want to call it. And the first thing that stuck was Raid Shadow Legends, and it's inspired me. It's given me purpose to making content. It has turned this into a very enjoyable hobby, and I want to continue to build and expand upon that hobby. So yeah, I'm going to keep playing Raid Shadow Legends, but I don't have to give them my money if I don't want to, and I'm stopping. And that's what this video is about. Drock gave me an excuse. He made a video saying, hey, I'm not spending in the month of January. And I decided that I'm going to do the same thing. He gave me the excuse. Because even though money's tight for me right now, I still would have talked myself into spending some money. That's not going to happen now. Because, thank you, Drock. I don't know if I've already said that, because I've said it. I've recorded this so many times now, and I've said it in so many videos, but if I've already said it in this video, thank you for making your video, quite frankly, because it gave me the excuse to not spend in Raid Shadow Legends. And so why should you care? Why is this worthy of being a video? For somebody who's struggling to make videos right now, why is this the one that I get motivated by and I decide to make. Because I think it's an important discussion. Look, I have complained and complained and complained. And I realize now that I haven't yet complained in this very video about the things that are frustrating me. But you can go through my catalog of videos and you'll see complaints about Cursed City. You'll see complaints about the Hydra Clash, right? My personal hell and biggest complaint is Tag Team Arena, right? Like, I have a lot of areas of this game that I don't have fun in and I complain about and I say, hey, like, this is a lot, it's frustrating, whatever. But it has gotten to a point of a nickel here, a dime there of inconveniences, right? I'm not speaking literal sense, as in like change. I'm saying that Plarium will do these things that the entire community hates and then completely ignore. Hydra Clash was a big example. Clan Siege was an example, but they did make some changes there, changes that I like. But we have, and I say we, I'm trying not to put words in the mouths of other creators or you guys. So let me just speak for myself. I have a lot of quality of life issues in this game that I want to see fixed. And what do? They give me a new boss, which gives me a whole new can of worms for quality of life issues. Or they give us half solutions. So they do things like this, which is a half fix for an area of the game that is fully neglected. So it's just been all this little stuff adding up and adding up and adding up. The good deals are gone. You don't see good deals anymore. You only see good deals during, like I said, November and December are the only time that you see good deals. And then you're stuck waiting around for another good deal for a low spender like me who won't buy a pack like these, or you know, I would never buy this pack, right? I'm waiting for you know, void shard, or sorry, not void, primal shards that are under $5 per shard, right? So if you offer me 5 primals for, sorry, what would it be? If you offer me 10 primals for $50, I'm not going to buy that. But you offer me 11 for $50, well, now I'm interested, right? But they're not doing those kinds of sales. They're basically saying, hey, our value for primals is $5. And that's that. Right? So decisions like that are just kind of piling up. They're making events harder. They're making champion training, or sorry, not champion trainings, but the tournaments got harder, right? Dungeon divers got way harder, right? Like, parts of this game are just getting more and more frustrating as both a free-to-play and a paid player. Am I a whale or a kraken? No, but that shouldn't matter, right? This isn't about, this is me not only complaining, but now I'm putting my money where my mouth is and saying, I'm not going to spend on your game because I'm not having enough fun that I feel the game is worth my money. I'm having enough fun to play it for free, but I'm not having enough money to say this is a great game and I thank you. Here's some money. So I will continue to play this game for free. I will continue to make content in it, but I don't think I'm going to spend money on the game. And I'm sharing this video for the same reason that Drock shared his, which is to give you an excuse if you want to do the same. If you want to keep spending, no judgment. No judgment. If you are loving Raid Shadow Legends and you don't care about all the drama and everything that we're frustrated about and that I'm frustrated about, that's totally fine. If you think this is a great game, and I still think it's a great game, and if you think it's a game that is currently worth your money, feel free. Absolutely contribute to that. I'm not gonna what's the saying? Yuck somebody's yum, right? If you are liking the game and you think it's worth putting your money into, absolutely do it. I support you 100%. I'm not trying to force anybody else to do what I'm doing. I'm simply saying, hey, I'm a very small content creator with a very small audience, and I want you guys to know that this is how unhappy I have become. And this is a big step. Even though, yes, most of my content is free to play, and most of you already don't spend on the game, for those of you that do and have viewed my content at that level, just know that I am at my breaking point, and I'm not going to put any more money in. And other content creators are at their breaking points too. Some of them have quit the game altogether. I don't know if I said it already in this video, but Odd One was a huge influence to me very early on in my content creation career. I would call him a mentor. I have referred to him in the past as a mentor to me when I first started doing content creation, and he's quit the game altogether, and I'm sad to see him go, unfortunately. If you happen to ever see this video, Odd One, I just want to say thank you. You were a huge support for me when, and if you didn't quit during the 2 months that I was not making content because I was moving across the country, I would have made a dedicated video for you because I'm gonna miss you, pal. But yeah, he was a huge influence to me very early on. And you've got content creators quitting. You've got content creators not spending. Sometimes that's the start. But I don't want to say that. I mean, I want to say that for a lot of people, that's the start. You stop spending, and then you start saying, well, do I even care anymore? And maybe they end up quitting as well, which I would hate to see. No one has said that. Nobody that I have referenced in this video has said that. I want to be clear. But there is always that possibility, and that's a possibility for me too. But I have my reasons to stick around in the game. I just no longer want to spend money. So I could ramble on about this, and I don't want to do that. I just wanted to go ahead and put a video out and say that, hey, I stand with Drock. I'm not spending, at least for January. I can't speak for Valentine's Day, but yeah, I am not spending the time. Couple of things I want to say too, because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I did buy the Forge Pass. I believe that I purchased this before January 1st, but if I didn't, I don't really care because, this is a personal thing, but I don't want people to come at me in the comments and be like, well, you can clearly see that you spent on the Forge Pass. And then I did buy a couple of, I think, 1 or 2 packs on New Year's Day. So, I want to be honest with you guys. Like, I did spend some money on January, but I'm done. At least until, I'd say, Valentine's Day, probably. So, and hopefully, if I'm able to keep up at my pace. So right now, I'm at about 1 shard. Well, I'm over 1 shard per day, but my goal was 1 shard per day. But if I can get a pace of 2 void shards a day, that will be enough shards, 120 void shards, give or take, by Valentine's Day. So hopefully that'll be enough to get me there free, right? That would be pretty cool. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry that I haven't had more content come out. I feel like once I get back into streaming regularly, that's going to give me the confidence to start putting more videos out. Because I just feel so out of the loop on things that my point of views maybe aren't valid. But this video is going to be a good step for me in that right direction as well. And this is just who I am, guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you guys how I feel, and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and why I'm not doing what I'm doing. It's, you know, that may not be your cup of tea, but like, I'm me. I'm Roadblock, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, if you happen to be new here, please consider subscribing. It is the best way to support my channel. I have a goal of 5,000 subscribers. That is my next goal. That is the goal that I want to hit on this channel. At that goal, I am considering starting a second channel for non-raid content, especially given what's going on. I am heavily considering making a second channel for other content. So the best way to show me that you want to see that is to support the channel and subscribe, so then I can consider making non-raid content. More to come on that, but that is my goal. So we have a goal, and that is the reward for the goal: 5,000 subscribers right here on YouTube, and I will start making more content outside of Raid Shadow Legends. But that is a big goal of mine, and we are around 4,000, I think, 4,066. So we are on our way. Let's go ahead and push for that and try and hit that 5,000 goal. Feel free to like and leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Like, I understand that maybe I was a little confrontational and being like, you know, oh, you guys are going to hit me in the comments with this stuff. And that's true. Like, that's how I feel. But at the end of the day, like, I want to know how you guys feel. Are you so unhappy that you don't want to spend? Have you already stopped spending? Right? Like, this is really the only way that they're going to listen. And instead of giving us, I made a joke in one of the earlier videos that it's like the flex tape infomercials, right? So it's like like Raid Shadow Legends is full of frustration, and people are mad and the community's upset, and they're just like, He-Man, right? Chimera, or now it's Alice in Wonderland, right? Like, oh, you guys are really mad? Here, try this, right? But that's not what we want. I don't want another collab. I don't want IPs in the game. I want the quality of life fixes that I hear about in other games. And while I have not played those other games, at least not as much as I would like, I do want to experience some of those quality of life changes that they have in those games, so that I can go back to enjoying this game at the level that I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, guys. I've already given you an outro, and then I rambled on at the end of it because that's who I am. I'm Roadblock. I will see you guys next time. Take care.